This day and age, one of the most popular options to use in a special weapon is a wave frame. And since their inception with the Martyr's Retribution, they've only gotten better, and today we're going to be ranking all of them. Now, one disclaimer I do got to mention is since the Martyr's Retribution at this point has been sunset, I'm not really going to be talking about it like that, as you can't even get it anymore. And I dismantled mine. And it's really limited where you can use it. So, that one excluded, we're going to be giving every wave frame a letter grade, ranking them however you want to put it. Let's get right into it. First one on my list has a bit of a special place in my heart, but it's going to be none other than the Explosive Personality from Season 16, as it is currently the only legendary solar non-sunset wave frame in the game, but as it was part of the Witch Queen seasons, you can only get it through vendors at the moment. That being said, it's not the strongest for any PvE related things, but ironically enough, I've gotten most of my usage out of this gun in PvP with the role of auto-loading holster and disruption break. Be it as it may, I really do enjoy this wave frame, but I have to put it in the B tier. Now let's bring it to the void side of things, give the enemies a purple nurple, as we're going to be talking about a deafening, did you hear what I said? I said a deafening whisper. Okay, seriously though, the Deafening Whisper did drop in Season 12, Season of the Hunt. For a while, this was the only void wave frame in the game. Had really good perk pool. Still does have a really good perk pool, but these days it just has a little bit of some competition. Now, a minute ago, Xur did sell a really good roll that a lot of people use, myself included. This one has Ambitious Assassin and auto-loading holster on it, which works great for hot swapping it or just consistently using it over and over and over again. It also does have things like Left from Gold in the third column or Unrelenting in the fourth. This wave frame is really good. It hasn't gotten any worse. It's just there is now competition for it as a void wave frame. With that all being said though, this bad boy 2.5 years later still gets an A-. For the longest time, we could not use a wave frame in the kinetic slot, and we really wanted to. However, that changed in Season 21 as we got the new Pacific Epitaph. This is a stasis wave frame that is in the kinetic slot. There's another stasis wave frame which we'll talk about later, but that's in the heavy slot. This bad boy is from the Ghosts of the Deep Dungeon, which most people generally farm the first encounter to get. Popular RAM perks for this gun include things like Lift from Gold, Unrelenting, and Demolitionist in the third column. And in the fourth column, you really do have a choice of things like Kill Clip, Adrenaline Junkie. Redirection is really good here, specifically because this is a wave frame. And if you want to, go ahead and try out Pugilist. Myself, personally, the role I like to use is definitely Left from Gold and Redirection. It's the only wave frame you can run in the kinetic slot, so it's definitely going to bump it up just by default. And it is pretty good as well. So we're going to give the new Pacific Epitaph a good old A+, baby. Now we got to talk about the sole exotic wave frame that we have in the game. Luckily, it is a wave frame of every light affinity. I'm talking about the Dead Messenger, baby. Arc, Solar, and Void, triple wave frame, all in one. This bad boy does literally shoot 3 wave frames at once. That's pretty awesome. And you can also, like I said, change it to Arc, Solar, or Void. When you get the Catalyst, it gives this gun turnabout, which generally sucks, but on a wave frame that you can literally change to any shield in the game, it actually turns out to be pretty good. This wave frame is a beast at destroying low tier ads, like a lot of wave frames are. Is kind of their whole shtick. But the main thing that keeps this gun from being used as much, even though it is really good, is the fact that it does take up your exotic slot. And when there's a wave frame in the game that literally destroys an entire room with one shot, that does not take up your exotic slot, it can make it a bit difficult to justify using the Dead Messenger. That being said though, it is still really good. Unfortunately, at the current time of me recording this video, you cannot get it because Vox Obscura just the TCV. Whenever they bring the exotic mission rotator, they did confirm that Vox Obscura would be a part of that. I think that's going to come back in Season 22. You should be able to get it then, but I can't say for 100% certain until that feature rolls out. That being said though, we do have the Dead Messenger with the smooth A-. It shoots 3 wave frames at one shot, man. It's so good. Now, you remember when I was talking about that competition for the Deafening Whisper? Well, it's time to talk about that competition. We're talking about the Harsh Language new and improved from Season 20. It's a world drop. You get lucky, you can get one to drop for you. Also, Banshee or Xur could sell it as well. Banshee did recently sell a pretty decent one, and you bet your ass when volatile flows around, this gun's going to be used all over the place. If we pull up this gun's perk pool, you will notice it doesn't have auto loading or lead from gold like the Deafening Whisper has. However, it has a slew of newer perks as it dropped in a newer season. Things like Envious is one of the newer perks, but you also have other good perks in here like Field Prep or Wellspring, Threat Detector as well. Then it has new perks like Destabilizing Rounds, which can be really good when volatile flow isn't around, and then Repulsor Brace, which is really good when volatile flow is around, as this gun just acts as a way to give yourself a free overshield. Also has Unrelenting, Golden Tricorn, and Adrenaline Junkie in the fourth column as well. Just a slew of really good perks, and it definitely did power creep the Deafening Whisper as the best void waveframe GL. I have a few of these bad boys in my vault. There's just a lot of good rolls for this gun that I wanted to have. Let me know your roll for this gun down below in the comments. I'm just curious. With all the good stuff being said, we're going to give the new and improved harsh language a good old A+, joining the new Pacific Epitaph in that tier. Next up, we got to talk about the other stasis waveframe. This is the one that is chilling in the heavy slot, the dimensional hypertrochoid. Quite the interesting name. And if you're wondering, yes, it does get chain reaction, so it is going to destroy ads. It's a waveframe. It's also in the heavy slot, so it's going to inherently do more damage than one that's in the special slot, which is also really good. But my biggest thing with this gun is that if you're going to use your heavy slot to destroy ads in ad clear, wouldn't you just use an LMG instead? It's nothing against this gun or anything like that, but I'm just trying to be logical here. When I made my initial video on this gun, I titled it that its true purpose was to slay Riven, and I still stand by that now. It's great as a Riven slaying weapon, but that's almost a 5-year-old raid boss at this point. Oh, and it's really easy to blow yourself up with this gun as well. Just want to throw that out there. It does what it does well. You got so many other options in my opinion. So our only heavy waveframe, I have it in the B tier. It is what it is. And it is the Neomuna grenade launcher that is in the B tier. And now we have saved the best for last. I really don't feel like I have to even say its name, but I'm gonna say its name. We're talking about the Forbearance. This gun is literally so good. It is literally used as a measuring stick to compare if your build is good or not. Wow, you're clearing those ads pretty well. But my waveframe can do the same thing with one shot, and it's gonna heal me as well and overflow the magazine. I mean, seriously, dude, what were they thinking when they made this gun? This gun can't be power crept. How do you power crept this type of waveframe? You can overflow the mag, kill everything and then some because of chain reaction, and then when you reload it, which is gonna happen often because it's a waveframe, it heals you because of Soul Drinker. That's the Vow origin trait. Like, you want to talk about the complete package? It's the complete package and then some, plus more. It's going the extra mile, and it's pixels on a screen. This is a top 5 PvE gun entirely. It's just that good. If you have never played Vow the Disciple, I recommend trying to hop into that raid solely so you can get this gun's pattern. Or who knows, maybe you're lucky and you just get the Ambitious Assassin chain reaction roll to drop for you. Either way, out of every single gun on this list, this is the one I recommend everybody get the most. If you've been playing the game remotely for a minute now, you've seen this gun being used by a lot of other people. It's for good reason. It is the waveframe that comes to mind when you mention the word waveframe. There's a reason that they haven't released another ARC waveframe since this gun has come out, and they probably won't do it for a minute. And if they do, it's not going to be better than this one, so no one's going to use it anyways, aka that waveframe that hasn't released yet that I'm talking about hypothetically right now is dead on arrival. Sad to say, but that is the power of Forbearance. Power creeping guns that don't even exist yet. And for that, it gets the grade of God Plus, and it sits in the Forbearance tier. Jokes aside, S Plus, GOAT tier. Let me know how you would rank all the waveframes in the game, which one is your favorite, and or which one are you hoping for that we get the most. Something like a incandescent waveframe would be pretty awesome in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Y'all be safe. We'll see you in the next one.